I'm about to go to the gym, so I'm gonna make this real quick. Yes, my Christmas tree is still up, but it's up for a reason. I promise you. Okay, so anyway, I have not been on TikTok a lot for the last few weeks, mostly because I've been struggling with the state of our country and trying to figure out where I fit in and what is impactful as someone who spent most of my career working in artist support at Sundance Institute. In documentaries specifically, so much of my work had to do with watching documentaries and understanding the state of the world, which can be a very, very dark place. And having seen so much of history and seeing where we're headed, not only as a country, as a world, it has been quite dark for me. And so I had a meltdown when I worked at Sundance about a year in about the state of the world after watching the work in progress for a film called Position Among the Stars. If you haven't seen it, go see it immediately. I mean, take a shot of tequila, but then go see it immediately. It's a documentary called Position Among the Stars. You don't want to miss this one. Anyway, here's what I learned last night. We had to relearn last night watching the Super Bowl. Is that art doesn't have to be specific towards creating social change. Like a documentary that you make that is set up to have congressional screenings and create social change directly. What you need to understand is that we the people, all of us, use art and depend on artists specifically to create an environment where we are inspired, where we remember who we are and we remember our power. And the onslaught of media coming our way, that sort of one direction of communication, that one direction of conversation that's been happening toward the American people, trying to overwhelm us with bad news or the feeling of powerlessness, or the feeling of all of this stuff is happening and I can't do anything about it. All of that, of course, is purposeful, but then what do we do about it? Well, we have a night like last night with the Super Bowl, not only the halftime show, which was incredible, and there's plenty of commentary about that I don't have to get into now, but also the winning of the game, who won, and what that represents in terms of who the players are, who their teams are, etc. I definitely remember during the first Trump presidency when the Patriots played the Atlanta Falcons. I'm from Atlanta. I'm a Falcons fan. Go Birds. And I remember seeing a friend of mine who's a writer. He's a television writer. He wrote on, I think it was Instagram, I'm about to watch the game Black Lives Matter versus All Lives Matter or whatever. And it was hilarious because it was obviously these two football teams playing. That's literally how everybody in the United States was thinking about that particular game. And it's right after Hillary lost. And so we felt like we needed a win. This stuff is important. And it's not just sports and it's not just emotional. It's also what we come to understand about our power, our collective power. Like we can go back during the Great Depression when boxing for certain communities and countries did the same exact thing. This is a very fitting photo for this conversation. I keep this on my wall because what I love about this photo is that it happened at a time and in front of a global leader when the rest of the world needed to understand resistance. And what I need for us to understand as artists is that as much as we get discouraged and as much as our community tends to be a little more emotional and things impact us in a very specific way, the world is also depending on us to create art, and not just the art that you create with your bare hands and from your mind. Create an atmosphere by which the people around you, our communities, and us ourselves need to know and understand the power that we stand in, because collective power is contagious. I hope this helps. Happy writing.